Ladies and gentlemen, we are here. Third quarter action. New York Knicks versus San Antonio Spurs. 8-5 Spurs, 7-3 New York Knicks. New York Knicks was going crazy last year. It was just a surprise that they made it. You know, this organization is really doing a rebuilding. They went out, they got swept in the first round, I want to say, by the Cavaliers that last year. I have to fact check that, but let's get right into it. Spurs have the ball. We got 5 minutes in this third quarter, by the way. She's taking her time. She goes and she attacks the basket. Kicks it out. It's stole by King. King's pushing it up that court. Slow pacing so far. Navarro's going to pop that three ball. Doesn't quite get that shot. Oh, it tipped in. Wow. Oh, Navarro's back in that corner again. Pushing the pace. Throws it on the outside to Quinn. Quinn pops that shot. Gets it off. These New York Knicks are, the Knicks are just stringing them along. They're showing that power arm. They're showing just relentlessness. Number 15 is going for the crossover. Spins. It gets hit. She gets it back. Harding goes and slams. Harding for the slam 2-point for the San Antonio Spurs here. Ladies and gentlemen, it's 41-36. King, the Knicks are taking it up the court. Are you all right, man? Man. It's been a day. It's been a day for these San Antonio Spurs. They're going to pop another three-ball. Boom, it goes in by the Knicks. Spurs are not trying to stop anything from happening. It's like you come here to the stadium, and it's like at least the court looks nice. It's a really nice court we got, but we're not going to win the game. San Antonio gets it in the tie in the middle. Navarro got that ball. Spinning around, trying to do some damage. Hits a pump fake. Dicks at the dog. Passes it to daughter. King with the shot. Gets it off. Ladies and gentlemen, I think it's time to roll down the window. Harding's bringing it down the court. Going to try to penetrate, but it gets tipped out. Long's going to get that. Navarro's going to take it down the court. Navarro throws it down to Daugherty. Daugherty looking to do some damage in the paint. Throws it to Long. Long goes and puts it down. They're going to have to call a timeout. Lowry throws it to Good. Good's going to attack the basket. Gets in there. Whoa, they go down. Whoa. She gets up pretty quick. He kind of looked like he felt bad about that. That was a foul on Oakley. All right, she's going to try to get these 2 points. Makes that first one. Good said, I could get the second one. Whoa, she went out. She looks like she lost her footing there. That's not something we see every day. Coffey's going to get that ball. Trying to shift around. Nice little jab step there. Throws it up, gets blocked off the backboard. Kings are sticking with the defense, but she's still going to have to shoot those 2 free throws. She sinks the first one. And Lowry is going to sink the second free throw. McNeil passes in to Booker. Booker slowly getting down there, analyzing. Booker, she's crafty. She's thinking to see what she can do. She's going to try to get the team just energized. Everyone's doing their job so far. It's a good run for these New York Knicks, 7-3. As you're seeing that easy 2 ball right there. New York is up 51-42. 9-point game. Good. There's that Coffee. Passes it to Lowry. Lowry with the pump fake. That was a nice pump. Throws it back to Good. Good hits that 3 ball. 51-45. The Celtics are the Spurs are coming back in this. Love's gonna pop another ball. Can't get that one off, but Coffee gets the rebound and she puts it in. Booker. Push off. Getting ready to attack. Oh, pulls up. Relentless with the jumper. 2 behind the backs. Spin, creating some space. I'm surprised she didn't pop that shot. I feel like she usually gets that, but Hatfield's going to go and pop that off. Coffee inbounding it to Good. Good's taking it down the court. Each team is taking their time. You know, they're not rushing too much. Ho's going to try to give some bully ball. Throws it straight in, attacking, and she gets the slow bounce in. Got to go, miss. But Phelps is going to respond back with a nice jumper of her own. Cortez taking it up the court. Cortez, another rookie. These guys are coming in trying to make their impact in this female-dominant league here. We're going to go and get that easy basket. Nice tip ball. Fuck. Oh, shit. Phelps with the spin move. King dishes it out. Throws it to King again. King with the three-point jumper. That's bringing us to an end of this third quarter here. Fourth quarter starting 62 to 54. 51. Oh, that's a weird out of bounds right there to start the quarter off. We didn't even get a minute in, or a second in. Good's going to get that, throw it to Ho. Ho's backing in. Look at that. Pushed her back a little bit. Love got a little screen going around it. Throws it to Good, but it gets tipped by Navarro. Navarro's going to take it down. Nice little patient layup there. Oh, she was open in that paint. They didn't hit her fast enough. She's looping around. You really see her trying to get open. She's running all around there, but they're going to pop that three ball. If I can't get her open, I'm going to take it myself. Navarro. Nice screen set there for Navarro. Oh, they're kicking it out. Was that Hatfield? Hatfield, pop that. Don't stop. Pop that. Don't stop. Navarro going to defend Good. Ooh, it's tipped. They should have called a kickball on that again, but Stevenson is going to recover that. Taking that up, throws it to King. King with the slam. Trying to get the pit pocket there real quick. Boom! They're fast with it. They're staying relentless and trying to get every steal they can. Phelps is going to get that one and slam it down for two. Behind the back by Harding, throws it to Murphy. Murphy's going to capitalize on the two ball. Quinn inbounding it to King. King to Phelps. Phelps is going to look to get crafty. Behind the back. Spin by Phelps. Crossover. Trying to get out of the way of the defender. Quinn is going to back down. There's a size mismatch. Not taking it. Phelps is jab stepping. Step back. Gets blocked. It was a bad shot by Phelps. Green's going to recover it though. Yeah, look at Lowry there though. Get that finish right there. Stevenson inbounding. Look at them staying on them in that backfield. You know, they're not trying to give up any baskets. They're trying to make them work the whole time, but it's going to leave them susceptible to a three-point ball every single time. Yeah, Harding's going to take that up the court, though, and try to respond in her own sense. These Celtics, these I keep saying Celtics tonight. I wish they were the Celtics. Yeah, I know you wish you was. But, yeah, these Spurs, they're staying in there. You know, they're going down by 10 and 8, but they're sticking with it, though. Goes to the Hatfield in that corner. Hatfield can't get that off. And look at King on the rebound there. Like she's just really always in the paint there. Just bullying that paint. Another tip pass. Spurs going to be taking that ball back. Trying to get open there. They're going to dish it to Green. Green taking time. Look at everybody's in that corner right there. It's going to get tipped. There's a lot of traffic in there. Murphy's going to go and secure that too. Yeah, they're going to have to probably lock down the paint there because they're getting in there easy. They're leaving themselves a lot of openings to where, you know, this Spurs team can come back. It's not like teams aren't known to come back. And look at that nice pass by Booker right there. Todd's going to come back on her own. This is it to Harding. Harding gets it tipped. And it's going right to Oakley. And they're not really rushing to like cover the defenders over there. You know, they took some time. They should have kind of played a little bit harder D on there. They tried to hit the double team there for a second. Green's going to dribble that ball. Waiting, and she's seeing what she can find there. They're moving around screens. She's going to go and cut it, but it gets hit again. They get it back. Harding's going to dish the three. Can't quite go in. Oh, it tipped in. Yeah, another one tipped in earlier. Something's in the air tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, get on your feet here. San Antonio Spurs trying to make their way back into this game. She's going to go around the screen. Throws it to Garza. Garza could have took that there. This is about the Booker. Booker's going to put that up. Booker gets it. 81 to 66. It's looking like it's over for these San Antonio Spurs. Gets it tipped again. They're being really sloppy with the ball. Daugherty's going to go ahead and hit that nice pass to Oakley. That young man is throwing it down. Hey, man. Oh, my God. These New York Knicks are all over the court tonight, and that's why this score is showing it almost up by 20. What do you like? What does coach even said? That's the end of the game already. It's not a good look for these Spurs. I mean, the Knicks are a good team, but they're gonna have a lot that they're gonna have to get together. But ladies and gentlemen, we are transitioning into this next game. Atlanta Dream versus Brooklyn. Starting it off, they're gonna get that three ball already. Peterson gonna attack the basket, throws it in the Hodge. Hodge tries to get up, get the 2 points, but it's slammed in. Don't you just love when people fly through the air, unannounced, by the way? Yeah, you know, a lot of the greats, it's all about that timing, and it's just the precision that one has to have to position themselves. And this, no one positions themselves like Camacho right there. She's the slam dunk winner of 2 years ago. Nice little lay-in right there. Inbound of the ball to Yates. Yates going to take it down the court. Here in Barclays Center, Brooklyn, New York. Nice little ball shot right there. Lamb going to dish it down to Landry. Landry spinning. The nice spin could not complete. But gets the rebound and puts it back up though. That's impressive right there. Yates going to try to dribble. Nice crossover. Yates gets tipped out though. Wow, that hustle by the Atlanta Dream there. I am convinced, bro, it's Steven Adams. Landry on that take, but could not finish this. Scott's going to get the rebound. Yates is taking it down the court now. Back to dribbling. These crossovers are quick with the handles. Yates looking to cook up. Wow, look at that. Positioned herself in a really good spot there. She was easily able to put herself in a spot where it's like, you're going to have to foul me. If you don't foul me, I'm going to make that shot. There's no point of you trying to block me there. We're coming to an end of this first quarter. Second quarter action. 15, Atlanta Dream, Brooklyn 20. Fisher's going to take that down the court. And look at them trying to, I love how they just set these screens. There's double screen action right there. Pops it over in the corner. That was the top of the key shot. It was hard to get, but Fisher's going to rebound that back. Get you in for the 2 points. Yeah, go ahead and pump your fist, young fella. That's what you got to do when it's your first year in. You got to shine. We got Dixon in here. Dixon crossing it over. Getting ready, looking, and she's really attacking, trying to just free up spots everywhere. She's pulling defenders all around the court. Look at the defense by Dixon. Gonna get crossed over though. Double cross. Didn't pop that shot right there, but it's gonna throw it to Weber. Weber clears the three-pointer on that. Got a feeling we're going to be seeing Weber all night long. They're going to have to call a timeout. And if you look, both of these teams are fighting to get into the playoffs. Any of these teams can really take Charlotte here. Charlotte is sitting in a position where every lose is important. You know, you don't win almost 15% of, like, not even 15, you need to win like 40% of these games if you're going to make it into these playoffs here. And Wood's going to slam down right there on the steal. Got fouled by Schmidt. Look at that defender gaining though. She was still able to get that and convert that dunk. That's good on her in there. We got 25-20. Brooklyn Nets leading. 6-8, 4-8 Atlanta Dream. There's a lot more potential for the Brooklyn Nets to turn their season around if they can secure this win. It's supposed to, look at that crossover there. But it's supposed to be, you know, an easy game for them with a team like Atlanta Dream. You know, the Dreams are not performing very well. And, you know, this Brooklyn Net team, they're still fending for themselves pretty fine. You know, you're 2 wins away from being neutral. You know, all it takes is really a good week. One good week can put you in a different position. And look at her chasing her down right there, staying on the defense, but it's not enough to stop them from getting that shot up. 2 points, Atlanta Dream. Yeah, Yates is going to take this up the court. Looking for someone to get open. Someone needs to, like, no one's really running around. They're stationary. They're waiting for the move. Camacho want to go ahead and throw that up. Get a little shot of her own, creating it for herself. Weber kicks it into Peterson. Peterson's going to put that back to the glass. And there's so much room there to take over. Throws that up. Yep, there was no reason for you not to do that. Go ahead and flip your hair. Willow Smith would whip her hair. Yates getting shifty. Those dribbles, look at that pump fake. She can't stay on her. Just the potential of what Yates could do with the ball is just enough to make you scared to guard her. And she barely got that shot up, but it's the dribble that really makes that scary. And when she can't complete, she can compete. Landry's going to get that shot off. That's going to be another 2 for the Dream. Staying within 4 points of this Brooklyn Net team. They're not going soft. They're going to get a win themselves. Yates going to pop that 3 ball with an excellent release. 33-26 here. 7-point game, ladies and gentlemen. Atlanta trying to get themselves back on the board. Landry's going to throw up that 2. And look at the effort of all fronts of the court. Kamako, she's throwing it. Soto with the inside take. Soto was one of those people where if you let them get in the inside and bully you, they're going to. They're going to take every chance they get to take you to that hole. They're going to get that floater. Look at the screen. You're going to create some space right there. Williamson's going to get up that shot. Kamalski throws it to Lamb. Lamb dishes it in. Landry. They quickly got to Landry. They're going to have to slow it down. Williamson looking with a nice crossover. Throws it into Peterson. Peterson gets blocked. Dixon with the block. Dixon's looking to it. Pops the shot. Dixon. Oh, man. Look at Dixon. That was a very crucial bucket right there for the Brooklyn Nets. You know, we're going into the second half. There's 26 seconds left, and you want to get all the momentum going into the half. Kowalski's looking to get some space, throws it into Lamb. Lamb's going to attack that basket. Gets that. Oh, it goes in and out. Compton on a rebound. Dixon's going to go. You know, Dixon just popped that shot. I'm not going to be surprised if Dixon pops another shot up. Soto's going from the outside. You know, we just said Soto can only shoot the inside, but Soto didn't think that. I took that personal. I'm also trying to get that up there. Can't get that quite off. We're going to go into a half report. Stellar performance by the Brooklyn Nets here. They are keeping all of the pacing. They're controlling this game. You know, they might let a few shots go up. We got the Rosa Dixon, 62% shooting. Yates. These two are going crazy in sync. Both on a defensive effort, both on an offensive, attacking the glass, creating shots. You know, there's a lot going on this offense for the Brooklyn Nets. You know, the Atlanta Dream, they're doing the best they can. They're not really doing that bad. You know, there's always potential. And I know we said that last game, and it was proven wrong. But, you know, there's always hope. We're going to start this second half off, ladies and gentlemen. It is 30-41. Brooklyn's up. Atlanta going and striking early on. Atlanta going to take that down. Throws it to the corner glass. Throws it to Schmidt. Schmidt to Weber. Weber's going to pop that 3 ball. You've seen it a couple times tonight. I told you, we're going to be seeing Weber all night long here in Barclays Center. She could have, oh my God, she could have popped that. That would have been so beautiful. Dixon with the mismatch. Jab step. Throws it in. Trying to get there to the money. The corner. Brooklyn really getting there. They're really putting their footing in this. You know, home court. You got the nice, look at that block by Dixon. Glass tries to recover. Throws it up. Can't get that shot off. It's recovered by Schmidt. Dixon's there. Constantly. And, you know, Dixon has length. Dixon is tall. Look at that. Look at that crossover there. Dishing it to Camacho. Throwing, like no look passes. Dixon's going to float that. That was a bad shot selection, but she got a little confident there. The defender is really short right there. She looks like she's 5'5". Dixon's going to use that length to knock that ball away. Back to Schmidt. Schmidt said, I'm small, but she popped that shot. She didn't make that, though. It's recovered by Glass, and Glass finishes it in for 2. They're going to have to call a timeout. Dixon's taking it down. Dixon, take her to Pound Town. Dixon with the reverse and shot that. I just love that little step. What do you even call that? You know, that's that old school. That's what that makes me think about, like that paint basketball. Dominant big men. Weber could not get that off. Glass is going to get another board. Glass is going crazy on the board. She thought she got fouled there. She pointed at her wrist. They're going to throw a double team right there on Dixon, and rightfully so. Dixon looking to create space. Throws it to Camacho. Camacho throws it to the inside. That was a risky pass, but Cook gets that 2 points off. 48-40. Atlanta is trailing by 8 points here in the third quarter. 4 minutes left to go. Schmidt looking to get there. There's a whole left side that's open there to attack, but she's going to follow the screen. Right there, Weber gets some spacing. Pops the 3-ball. Weber. They're going back at it again. Glass trying to get off the glass. Rolls in. 2 points. Atlanta Dream is already making their way back up. They're going to have to call that timeout. There's a 3-point game. Yates going to pop. Dribbling all night long. Yates takes it to the glass. Now, if you're the Atlanta Dream, what is your plan here? How do you get over this hump? They're gonna have to call a timeout. They're gonna have to reevaluate, and that's what I want to know is what gets them over the hump right now. Well, they're going to have to start by making a lot more stops for one. You can't have bad drives like right there that gets tipped, but the effort is the most impressive thing by the Atlanta Dream right now. So if they can keep that effort and they can keep that life, they could come back in this game. And there's a lot of bad passes all over. Schmidt's going to recover, and they're pushing that pace. Slams it down. Lozano going to be inbounding it. Yates all night. I wonder if she's going to start attacking the basket a lot more. She's pushing right there. They're being physical out there. Lozano looking to get some space there. She's going to dish it to Compton. They're taking their time. They're slowing it down. Yates pops the 3-ball. Money. You ask, you receive. She didn't attack, but she's going to attack from every direction, not just the inside. Universal players, versatile players. Can't quite get that shot off. Peterson's going to get it back. Hodge takes it in and gets that shot on the paint. Yates crossing again. They're going to send that double team once again. Compton looking to push the inside behind the back. Went in for the foul and converted. What is it? The braids. Look at the defense there by Yates. Yates with the tip all over the court. Explosion. If you're this Atlanta Dream, it's hard. The pressure's on. The fans aren't backing down. The players aren't backing down, but they're still converting shots. Lozano, there's another bad pass, but the effort all night. These Atlanta Dream are chasing every ball down. Fisher going down the other way for the Atlanta Dream. Slams. Look at that young man. What a stellar performance by the Atlanta Dream. Even if you don't win this game, I still think you walk out with your head held high. It's not a great season right now, and there's a high chance that maybe they won't turn it around, but they can still try to figure something out. The conversion there by the Atlanta Dream. They're still coming back within 6 points of the Brooklyn Nets. Back and forth, these two. Glass going to look. They just pull two defenders on a double team. He gets tipped away. She couldn't find the open player, and Yates is going to get the easy 2. Yates causing problems for this Atlanta Dream all over the court so far. Another tip by Yates. Right as we say it, we're running out of time in this third quarter. Lozano can't quite get that shot off. What a game, back and forth. They're easing. They're just going in and out. And it's like, anyone can come now. Compton, yeah. God, dude, it's hard working with you here. Here in Barclays Center. Dixon looking with a mismatch. Klamowski small slams on Klamowski. Stay in a point guard's place. Williamson going to get the tough shot off. Tough in the paint. Layup. Cook's going to pop the shot. Can't get it off. Hodge on the rebound. Klamowski needs to get some get back. Klamowski needs to get confident. Needs to get active. Looking at slicing the defense right in. If I'm Klamowski, I'm going to take that every single time. I'm going to force a hot streak for myself. My way. Dixon looking to get open. Throws it to a wide open Lozano. She looked away when she popped it. She thought she made that, but Glass is going to recover. Komalski got active with that layup. Takes it in, throws it to the outside. Williams in the corner. Can't get it off. Dixon's going to take it up the court. The cross. Needs to kick it out to the pulls up. There was not a lot of places to go. No one was moving around, and she just took it herself. Took it upon herself, and she capitalized. We love the confidence. It's 66-58. Trailing still. Look at that. Behind the back there to create some space. Glass hesitated, throws it back to Smith. Smith pump fakes. Throws it in. Blocked. But she's fouled by Camacho. Pops the first free throw and makes it. Schmidt for the second one. Clears the shot. 66-60. Atlanta trailing, but they've been taking control. You can start to see it slipping out of the Brooklyn Nets' hands. Camacho looks like she wants it, but she throws it in the Cook. Cook gets blocked by Lamb. Slowing it down here. This Atlanta Dreams team, they fouled. Slow down the momentum. Yeah, I'm not so happy if I'm Brooklyn right now. You know, they were taking control of the game for a long period, and they're losing the gas. You know, they're not motivated. And Peterson's wide open for that shot, and she clears it. You know, there's a lot of open spots. They're tired. They're not communicating. I'm sure it's look at Yates, though. She's going to pop and fire back, trying to keep her team in the game. They're going to keep that defensive effort up. Cook's not happy with that. I don't think she thought that it should have been out on her. It should have been out on her. Look at that defense all night by Yates. And Yates, she passed. It gets blocked. I thought Yates was going to capitalize off that. She tried to share the ball, but she's going to get it back in blood. She pops that 2 ball, gets it back. Brooklyn's still trying to keep the lead. It's just they just keep attacking. It's Atlanta Dream Team relentless. Weber, you're going to see Weber again. Call another timeout. Back and forth. Nobody wants to lose here. 2 minutes left. Yates gonna pop another 3 ball. Yates breaking down the hoop and letting go the floodgates here. She's in there in the middle. Yeah, throw me that ball. Peterson looking to get active, but she throws it to Glass, and Glass clears that shot. Yates looking to get crafty again. They're throwing that double team at her all night long. She's going to dish it to Compton, pushing it. They're double teaming again. Yates looking to get someone else. Soto's going to jab step. Tries to get open, but she can't get anything. Yates stepping back, creating space. They're double team again. Drops the ball. Really close. Gets it off. She cannot. There was no time for her to react with that. The defense by this Atlanta Dream, but they missed the fast break. Is that going to hurt them there? I'm not sure. If Brooklyn comes and they score right here, that kills everything. And I thought Yates was going to take. She hesitated there, couldn't get that shot. Someone needs to slow down the pace. Take your time here. There's still some time to get active. 1:35. You can foul late game. What are they going to do here? And you can see Yates is tired. She's attacking. Look at that pull up there. She couldn't even react fast enough. Yates, she's going to take that. She's going to take it personal. She's going to get it back, but Soto's going to go. She hesitates. She throws it out to the outside. Connected. Glass going to inbound it to Schmidt. Schmidt behind the back. Throws it to Weber. Weber gets it. Tipped by Yates. Yates dives for that ball. Schmidt trying to take advantage of that. Weber goes and gets the shot off, but she can't make it. There's going to be a foul on Weber. It's over the back. Yates looking to get crafty. We got 57 seconds here. They're sending that double team. I told you all night. That's like triple people. That's so many bodies on Yates. Yates looking. They're throwing that double team again. Someone's had a screen to try to get Yates open. Compton's going to go and push the inside. It gets tipped. Atlanta Dream pushing. They're pushing. Peterson's down the court. Goes. Gets. She doesn't get the finish. She gets fouled by Compton. It's a bad late game foul. It's going to hurt. This gives them a chance to steal here. They might be in the bonus there. 72-75. They're only trailing by 3. Yates is tired. Do you need a timeout here, or do you just keep it going? You might need to draw up a play here. They're not going to be able to react in time. Compton throwing it to Lozano. Lozano back to Compton to shoot that 3 ball. 78 to 72. 22 seconds left. Peterson throws it back out to Weber. Weber with the three. Gets it. 75 to 78. 18 seconds left. Yates gets fouled. If I'm the Brooklyn Nets, I'm worried about these going in. They goes. He misses the first shot. Yates clears the second shot. How bad does that miss hurt? I don't know. We have 17 seconds left. They're going to try to get their shots off, and then they're going to try to foul. And, it's really important for Brooklyn to get a steal. They tried to throw the double team there. Couldn't get that off. Hodge is going to get it. Oh, wow. Aggressive in the paint. Wanted a foul. Couldn't get it. They foul late game. She misses that. Brooklyn's really missing in there. There's 5 seconds left, and I think they have a timeout. Compton shoots. Makes that one. It's 80 to 77. 5 seconds left, ladies and gentlemen. Coming to an end. They need to throw bodies on it. Smith takes it. Oh! If you're Brooklyn, how do you feel right now? Ladies and gentlemen, if I am a Brooklyn Nets fan, I am flabbergasted. You could feel the oxygen in the arena leaving the fans when that shot went in. It was a very far shot. She was steps away from half court. Oh my God, ladies and gentlemen, the Atlanta Dream fighting to get back in this game all game, and here we are, overtime action. We got Dixon looking to get active. Knox to Dixon. Dixon's going to take it on the inside for a quick two. Shot. Jumper. Dixon all night long. Schmidt taking it down the court. Schmidt's looking to get crafty. She's going to attack the basket. She's going to go in there. Dixon on the recovery shoots the three ball. Weber could not get it. Hodge is going to get the rebound. Throws it back out to Schmidt. Schmidt taking her time. Trying to get their nerves are high right now. And Peterson can't get that shot off either. Hodge rebounds it. Gets it in. They're all trying to get it, but they can't even get the putbacks. That's 3 putbacks for this Atlanta Dream. They are feeling the pressure. Camacho, this is where Camacho goes. She gets good if she can get in the basket. She couldn't get there. She's being she's like asserting her way in like playmaking. They dish it back to Camacho. She gets that shot off in the inside though. Weber to Schmidt. Schmidt throws it to Peterson. Peterson pump fakes. Throws it back to Schmidt. Schmidt's going to attack the basket but kicks it out the glass at the 3-point line. Cannot hit the shot. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't think this Atlanta Dream has scored in this overtime yet. Dixon's going to pop a 3-ball. Can't get it, but Knox gets the rebound. Puts it up. This Brooklyn Net team is trying to secure this W here late game. They gave up a bad shot. It wasn't even a bad shot. It was an unknown circumstance that led them here to this overtime. But they're making up for it every second away. Blocked by Dixon. Boyd gets that ball, throws it to Camacho. Going to throw it inside to Dixon. Another 2 points. Wow, this Brooklyn Nets team taking over. 1 minute left here. If you're an Atlanta Dream fan, how do you feel right now? Oh, that's how you feel? That's how I feel. I would want to scream in the arena, but it's just unfortunate that the home team gets to do all the screaming. And Dixon is going to deliver more pain, attacking, creating space, throwing it down. Thunderous on the slam by Dixon. Dixon on that graveltron action by Dixon. Oh, you really love you some Dixon. You shut your mouth. You shut your mouth. Ladies and gentlemen, fiery Brooklyn Nets here in this overtime. The fourth was over. The fourth was a letdown. The Brooklyn Nets are showing you we are a force to be reckoned with. Not missing a step. I don't think this Atlanta Dream team has scored more than like one time in the beginning of the quarter. Dixon's going to go in there. Can't get the finish, but she's going to go to the line. Foul on Weber. That's a second. Ladies and gentlemen, what a turn an event here. I know these fans are loving every step of the way. You know, you get to see good basketball all nights from your favorite team here in Brooklyn, and you know there's a lot at stakes here in New York. You got the New York Liberty doing their thing on the other side. You know, you're repping the same city. You're repping the same city, and someone has to take over. You got the Knicks, you got the Liberty, you got the Nets. A lot going down here in Brooklyn, New York, in New York in general. You know, it's just so much. They're gonna dribble that out here. Just what a stellar performance by the Brooklyn Nets to secure the W here. Just breathless, this Atlanta Dream team. You know, they have so much potential. You know, they're a young team. You know, maybe there's a lot going on behind in the locker room. I know there's a lot of players around the league right now they're not feeling so good right now. You know, and the Celtics are off to a horrible start, 2-10 this season. You know, and everyone on the team, they're either upset, uncertain. You know, there's not a lot of moves being made around. I've seen some signings, some extreme contracts. So there's some really paid players in the league. But, you know, hopefully this season's going to turn around for a lot of these teams. But with losses like these, it's hard. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for attending this broadcast here on ESPN. I am your host, Soak City. Have a good day. Drive safe, everyone. Brooklyn!